What is up guys, this is Fight Squad and we're back again with another video. Darren Till, fall and come back.
Darren the Gorilla Till!
There are only a few fighters who have fought so much in and out of the ring as much as Darren Till. How would you react if I told you Darren's coach begged him to move to Brazil after Darren being stabbed twice in his own hometown? Today we are looking at the life of Darren the Gorilla Till, his falls and comeback through his life. And before we begin, if you would like to see more MMA videos, please consider subscribing because it encourages us massively to create more awesome videos like these. Till has fought for a long time. He started training Muay Thai at the age of 12. It didn't take him long before he realized he wanted to go to combat sports for a living. Till ended up dropping out of school when he was 14, and he's been training and fighting ever since. Not long after, he started to train at Team Kaoban under his coach, Colin Heron. While Muay Thai taught Till striking, Heron taught him other skills he needed to succeed in MMA. The two men grew close, and Till began to regard Heron as more than a coach. Till said Heron is like a father, life mattered to him. Then, after a near-fatal incident at a party, their bond grew stronger. In 2012, when Till was 19, he went to a party in his hometown of Liverpool and he ended up getting in a fight. Someone stabbed him twice in the back and he almost died from his wounds. A wake-up call for both Till and Heron. The two decided he needed to move to Brazil to escape Liverpool's distractions. This was rough for several reasons. First, Heron didn't want to follow him there, so Till didn't know anyone. Second, Till, who was born and raised in England, simply didn't know the language. Also, since Brazil is the home of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Till began training with guys who were far better concerning grappling. On top of that, he barely had any money. But, like every good underdog story, Till kept at it. Till said he started speaking the language and swore to be the best fighter in Brazil. Not long after he landed there and acclimated, he started his pro MMA career there. Now, Till considers Brazil as his second home. His pro career started in 2013 in Brazil. After 12 fights, he was still undefeated. The UFC signed him on in 2015 and he quickly showed why he was undefeated. That said, for the first 2 years in his UFC career, he fought mostly low-profile fighters despite having an undefeated record. Then UFC gave him a shot at Donald Cerrone, and Till saw that as a great opportunity. This was Till's chance for fame, since everybody knew who Cerrone was, but few people knew who he was. Till knocked Cerrone out in the first round, and then he used this win to make the case for why he should get a big fight. He got just that, and after beating his next opponent, the UFC decided that he was ready to fight for the title. However, he probably wasn't ready for the title just yet, since the champ Tyron Woodley completely dominated him, and then George Masvidal knocked him out in the next fight. These losses showed him that he needed to make changes, and that he did that by moving up in weight. He won his debut in his new division. After that, he fought a fight with Robert Whittaker, the former champ, in order to make his case for another title shot. Sadly, Till lost the fight with Whittaker too. This sums up Darren's MMA career. It hasn't been all highs for the Liverpudlian, and he has to deal with a lot of setbacks since his childhood. The Gorilla suffered his third defeat in the UFC last time out as he edged by former middleweight champion Robert Whittaker in a razor-thin decision on Fight Island last July. However, the number 4 ranked contender knows victory over Vettori can boost his chances of securing a title shot against current champion Israel Adesanya once he returns from light heavyweight. But Italian contender Vettori will certainly provide a stern test for the Scouser, earning an impressive victory over Jack Hermanson in his first ever UFC main event to move to 16-4-1 after 4 consecutive wins. The main card in the battle for European supremacy at 185 pounds will air live on BT Sport in the UK at 8 PM BST, with the late prelims starting at 6 PM and early prelims from 5 PM on UFC Fight Pass. Adesanya may have been unsuccessful in his attempt to capture Jan Blachowicz' 205-pound title on Saturday night in Las Vegas, but head coach Eugene Berman insisted the last stylebender would be watching the fight with great intrigue. There's no Marvin Vettori, there's no Paul Acosta, there's Darren Till, Berman told Submission Radio. Darren Till needs to win, he added. The problem with middleweight at the moment is Israel has gotten himself into a position where he's cleaned it out a little bit. So there's Robert, who's grinding his way back, but Darren Till is a front runner there. Till, 18-3-1, abandoned his post at 170 pounds after a series of difficult weight cuts and was expected to become a major player in the middleweight division after squeaking by Kelvin Gastelum with a split decision of UFC 244. The Gorilla went down on points against former champion Robert Whittaker at UFC Fight Island 3. The 28-year-old Till has now dropped 3 of his last 4. As Vettori, 16-4-1, he can seemingly do no wrong in the years following his razor-thin decision loss to Israel Adesanya. The Italian Dream has rattled off 4 straight wins, including his unanimous decision nod over longtime contender Jack Hermanson at UFC Vegas 16 in December 2020. England vs Italy. The upcoming fight featuring Darren Till against Marvin Vettori in the main event will now be the second card to air on ABC Network on Saturday, April 10, originally slated to be a UFC Fight Night on ESPN+. The Darren Till vs Marvin Vettori fight card has been moved to ABC. It will serve as UFC on ABC too, the promotion's second event on the broadcast network. Darren Till vs Marvin Vettori will mark the second event of the promotion to be aired on ABC. The first event to be held on the network was Fight Island in January, where a blockbuster main event between Max Holloway and Kevin Kattar had every combat sports fan talking. Dana White will be hoping for a very similar result in April, when English middleweight contender Darren Till takes on the highly touted Italian Marvin Vettori in an all-European matchup. Perhaps one of the most anticipated pre-fight events is the release of the official poster. Changing with every card, the UFC design team have produced some classic and memorable posters over the years, but their latest might be the best yet. With Till and Vettori face-to-face in front of their rustic flags, the aesthetic of this latest design has quickly become popular with UFC fans and fighters alike. Darren Till himself seemed impressed, sharing the poster with his 1.2 million followers. The Gorilla said, "Got to be one of the sickest posters UFC have produced. Can't wait to perform now." Darren Till, 28, will be making his third middleweight appearance since returning to the division as UFC 244. After defeating Gastelum, Till dropped a unanimous decision to former champ Whittaker after 5 rounds of technical striking. Facing the Liverpudlian, Vettori is riding a 4-5 win streak. Since the start of 2019, the Italian Dream has defeated Cesar Ferreira, Andrew Sanchez, Carl Robertson, and Jack Hermanson, landing himself a place in the division's top 5. UFC on ABC2 goes down on April 10. What are your predictions for Darren Till versus Marvin Vettori?
Everyone and anyone, I don't care. I'm not scared of anyone. No one. Darren the Gorilla Till.
If you have liked the video, please consider subscribing, liking, sharing, commenting on this video, and don't forget to hit that notification bell. That will be awesome, and see you for the next video.